Hello students, welcome to Vijetha IAS Academy and myself is Lenin and I am the faculty of Geography and Science and Technology in Vijetha IAS Academy, and in this video we are going to discuss one small topic from the space technology, that is ADITYA L1 mission. Okay, recently ISRO has launched this mission, so we will see this mission and how this mission has been launched and what is the launch vehicle that has been used for this mission and all these things, what is the purpose, everything we will see about this ADITYA L1 mission. Okay, so because as it is launched very recently, so this will become the coming prelims mains also. Okay, we'll see what are there in this ADITYA L1. Okay, so for knowing this ADITYA L1 mission, first we have to know some basic topic regarding this one. What is the purpose of all these things? We'll see what is Lagrange points or Lagrangian points, we'll see, and then we'll see how with which launch vehicle this mission has been launched, like this, everything we'll see. Okay, so before that one, first we'll see what is this Lagrange point or Lagrangian points. Okay, so if you see from this picture, in the system of sun earth, in the system of sun and earth, okay, so means if I take any two objects are there or any two bodies are there in the system of any two bodies, okay, when these two bodies are acting, okay, on any third body, okay, if these two bodies are acting on any other third body in that system, there will be 5 points in such a way that the gravitational force will be balanced between these two bodies. Okay, for example, if I say this is sun, this is the earth, right? So because of the combination of the sun and earth system, okay, because of the combination of the sun and earth system, for example, this is the satellite somewhere that is located somewhere here. Because of the combination of these two bodies, okay, the gravitational force on these two bodies will also start acting on the third body, right? So there will be certain locations where this third body can be placed in such a way that the gravitational force of the sun will be balanced by the gravitational force of the earth. Okay, so for example, this body is located somewhere here. Okay, this body is located somewhere here. So because of this one, the gravitational force of this one will be, because of this one, the gravitational force because of the earth will be balanced by the gravitational force of the sun. So because of that one, that body will be in a kind of stable position. It will be there without any disturbance in that location. Okay, so Lagrangian points are those points where in any two body systems are there and these two body systems are exerting gravitational force on third body, then there will be certain locations in this entire system where the gravitational force of these two bodies will be balanced in such a way that the third body will be a kind of in stable position. Okay, so in this earth and sun system, there are 5 such stable points which are called as Lagrangian points. Okay, so where the gravitational force of earth and also the gravitational force of the sun both are balanced. Okay, so the gravitational force of earth and the gravitational force of the sun are balanced, so that in this entire system there are such 5 points. Okay, so such 5 points are called as Lagrangian points. And if you see the sun and this is the earth system, and in this sun earth system, this L1 is nothing but Lagrangian point, L2 point, and this is L3 point. All L1, L2, L3 are on the same line or on the same planar. Okay, so L1, L2, L3 are Lagrangian points where L1 and L2 are one side of the sun and L3 is side of the sun, and L1 is generally located in between sun and earth system. Okay, L1 is located between sun and earth system, L2 is located on the other side of the earth, and L3 is located on the other side of the sun. Okay, and there are locations which are called as L4 points. Okay, if I draw an equilateral triangle like this, okay, I will get this L4 and L5 points. Okay, so these L4 and L5 are also called as Lagrangian points, but out of all these 5 points, if I see, the most stable points out of all these 5, the most stable points are L4 and L5. Okay, L4 and L5 are most stable points out of all, and L1, L2, L3 are relatively unstable points. Unstable here is nothing but, even see, this is the point exactly where there is a balance between the gravitational force of the sun and gravitational pull of the earth, right? If small disturbance has been occurred in placing any object in this location, then that object will be either grabbed towards the sun or either it will be grabbed towards the earth because of the gravitational pull of these bodies. Okay, so we have to locate, or we have to insert any body exactly precisely on that location. Otherwise a small disturbance or small displacement from that original point can lead to the pulling of that object either towards the sun or towards the earth. Okay, so that's why these 3 points are generally termed as little bit unstable compared to the other two, where these two are very stable points. Okay, these two are called very stable points in this 5 Lagrangian point system. Okay, so what is the link of this system, Lagrangian point system, with our Aditya mission? Okay, so Aditya mission, whatever the mission which we are launched already, that Aditya mission is going to be placed around a hollow orbit. Okay, is going to be placed in hollow orbit. Okay, this is our Aditya, this is our satellite Aditya. Okay, this satellite will be placed in a hollow orbit. Okay, in a hollow orbit around this L1 point. Okay, this is the L1 point. Around this L1 point there is a small hollow orbit. In that hollow orbit we are going to place our Aditya. As it is placed in L1 Lagrangian point, this mission is called as Aditya L1 mission. Okay, because of that one the name came as Aditya L1 mission. And why we have placed only in this L1 position? Because when, see, this is the line, right? This is a L2, L1, L3, right? So there is an orbit, like this orbit will be there. Okay, this is hollow orbit, right? Hollow orbit will be there like this. In this hollow orbit Aditya mission will be there. So continuously this Aditya satellite will start moving around this L1 point, right? So as it is moving continuously around this L1 point, sun is there somewhere here, right? It can see the sun continuously. There won't be any obstruction for this Aditya mission, because earth is there here, L1 point is there here, and sun is there here. So around this orbit this Aditya mission will continuously move on like this, so that this Aditya mission will look towards the sun continuously. So because of this one, we will not have any disturbance in observation towards the sun. That is the major importance of this L1 point. And remember, L2 point, I think everyone heard about this James Webb telescope. Okay, James Webb. James Webb telescope, it is the largest telescope that human ever has built. This James Webb telescope has been placed in this L2 point. Remember, James Webb telescope has been placed in L2 point, and Aditya mission or Aditya satellite has been placed in this L1 point, so that this L1, from this hollow orbit, this Aditya mission will have a continuous look towards this sun. Okay, what is the purposes? What is the purpose of this Aditya mission? Okay, we'll see what is the purpose, and now we'll see through which mission or through which launch vehicle launched. Okay, so seen where it is placed, right? So now we'll see the purpose of this one. Okay, what is the purpose of this Aditya L1 mission? See, if you see, this is the sun, right? There are different layers of the sun, or we can say there are different structures. The structure of the sun is consisting of into different layers, right? There are 6 layers of the earth, right? So 3 layers, these 3, whatever the core, okay, if you see from the picture, whatever the core, whatever the radiative zone, whatever the convective zones, these 3 layers are there, right? These 3 layers are called as inner layers. And this photosphere, the layer is called as photosphere, and chromosphere, and the last one is called as corona. Okay, so there are 6 layers of the sun. Okay, from the innermost is called as core, the second layer is called as radiative zone, and the third one is called as convective zone, and the fourth one is called as photosphere, chromosphere, and corona. So these 3 are called as inner layers, and the other 3 are called as outer layers, right? So there is a peculiarity, there is some anomaly of heat with respect to these different layers. If you see, the core is having highest temperature. Okay, if you see, the core is having highest temperature, okay, around 15 million degrees centigrade. The core is having how much? Core is having around 15 million degrees centigrade. And if I start moving from core towards outside, if I start moving from towards outside, and the temperature will become around 5500 degrees centigrade, around 5500 degrees centigrade on the photosphere. Okay, the temperature of the photosphere is around 5500 degrees centigrade. But what is the temperature of the core? It is around 15 million degrees centigrade, right? So as I move from inner towards outer layers, the temperature has been reduced, and photosphere is the coolest layer of the sun. Out of all the layers, photosphere is the coolest layer. Why I am saying coolest means, it is observed that the temperature from photosphere once again will start increased. Okay, means photosphere, the temperature of the chromosphere is more, and compared to the chromosphere, the temperature of the corona is much more. Okay, so and it is observed that the temperature of the corona is once again, it is coming around 1 million degrees centigrade. Okay, so core is having around 15 million degrees centigrade, photosphere is having around 5500 degrees centigrade, and this corona once again, here the temperature once again start increasing, and it is reaching around once again 1 million. But what we have observed, from inner to outer, the temperature is generally reducing, because in the inner of the core there is a fusion reaction that is taking place, and fusion reaction, we know huge amount of energy or huge amount of heat is released at the fusion reaction, right? So because of that one, the temperature is very high, and this temperature will be transferred to the outer layers. So with the distance, the temperature should reduce, but the same thing is observed till photosphere, but the temperature once again has been increased. So there is an anomaly in the temperature. So this, why we need to know what is the reason for this increase in the temperature from this photosphere towards the outer layers like corona. So to know this anomaly, we have launched this ADITYA mission. Not just anomaly of this temperature, they want to read, or they want to study other things also. There are some events like coronal mass ejection, okay, solar flares. Okay, solar flares are there, coronal mass ejection is there, the heat inside the sun, what are the temperatures and why these temperatures are varying, and we want to study about other layers also, chromosphere also we want to study. So we want to study about this entire sun structure, right? So and also the events that are responsible, like what is the reason for this magnetism, okay, all these things we want to study. So to study all these purposes, we have launched our ADITYA mission. Okay, so but initially the major purpose was the anomaly of the temperature, but apart from this, whatever the anomaly of temperature, they also want to study about the solar flare, solar winds, all these coronal mass ejection, all these things also they want to study. So because of this one, this is the purpose of launching our ADITYA mission. Okay, so using which one we have launched this ADITYA mission? Okay, Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle. Remember, PSLV C57. Okay, so PSLV C57 has been used to launch this ADITYA. PSLV is our workhorse of ISRO, which is having 4 stages. Okay, there are 4 stages in this PSLV. The first stage is called as solid stage, second one is called as liquid stage, third stage is once again solid, fourth one once again it is a liquid stage. 4 stages of PSLV will be there. One is solid liquid stages will be there, and this vehicle is called as workhorse of ISRO because we have launched huge number of satellites with this one, and the success rate of this launch vehicle is one of the highest in the world. That's why a lot of foreign countries are coming towards India for launching their satellites using this PSLV vehicle. Okay, and the same used, which is PSLV C57, has been used for launching this ADITYA L1 mission. And the location of this L1, okay, remember the location of this L1 and L2 will be around 1.5 million kilometers from the Earth. Okay, it is around 1.5 million kilometers from the Earth. The location, a distance of 1.5 million kilometers from the Earth, and whatever this is the satellite that which we have launched in this ADITYA, right? So it is 7 payloads. Okay, 7, how many? 7 payloads. Payloads are nothing but the instruments that are there in this satellite. Okay, these instruments, each instrument will have different purpose. Okay, so different instruments will have different purpose. So there are total how many? 7 payloads are there in this Aditya satellite, right? So we have to know what are these things, because in prelims they may not ask this one, but in mains if they ask about Aditya L1 mission, then we have to write all these 7 payloads, and also we have to write what is the purpose of each payload. Is it clear? So I have given these things in the slide, if you see. Okay, so these are the 7 payloads which are in this Aditya mission. Visible line, ultraviolet image telescope, and solar low energy spectrometer, and high energy L1 orbiting X-ray spectrometer. And the next one is Aditya solar wind particle experiment, plasma analysis analyzer package for Aditya. And the last one is advanced triaxial high resolution digital magnetometer. So these are the different seven payloads that has been used in our Aditya mission, and these are the different purposes of each and every instrument that is placed in this Aditya L1 mission. Is it clear? So for our exam, especially for the mains, we have to know what is the purpose of this one and this ones also. Is it clear? We have to remember these 7 and also the purposes of each one in mains. But in prelims they may ask what is the launch vehicle used and what is the purpose, what is Lagrangian point. Okay, so all these things they may ask, and what is the purpose of this Aditya L1 mission and from where it is launched. All these things can be asked in the prelims, but just these things also sometimes they may ask, they may give apex is related to, is seen in the news recently, or Helios is seen recently in the news. They may ask these things, and they can ask you which of the following is related to this topic, like that they may ask in the prelims. So just give it a reading for this one, that is enough for our prelims. But we'll see how this vehicle has been launched also. Okay, so objectives also I have discussed. Majorly we want to study this corona, and also we want to study this coronal mass ejection, and also we want to study the anomaly of the temperature, and also we want to study the solar flare, solar winds, all these things also. But we'll see what is the journey, how it has been launched and how it has been reached also, because on January 2024 it has reached its destination, and also we have successfully placed our Aditya mission into this orbit of halo orbit of L1 Lagrangian point. Okay, around L1 in this halo orbit we have placed our mission also. So we'll see in this journey of this Aditya, 3 phases. Okay, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Phase 1 is with respect to Earth. Around the Earth it has been taken into 5 manures, means every stage. See, this is the first stage. Okay, let us assume from this Earth Aditya has been launched, right? So now from here it will go like this. Okay, with the distance of the second round has been increased, third round has been increased, fourth round has been increased. Okay, like that total we have done 5 maneuverings. Okay, those we have done 5 maneuverings in the first phase of Aditya mission, which is called as earthbound orbit and maneuvers. Okay, how many maneuvers we have done? 5 maneuvers we have done in this one. That is first phase, which is called as earthbound orbit and maneuvers, that where the satellite has been, launch vehicle has been moving around the Earth, right? After 5 rounds it has taken away, so that it is going towards this. Let us assume this is the L1 point, right? This is the point and this is the hollow orbit, right? After 5 maneuvers it has been taken to this, means the journey of this Aditya mission has been started towards this L1 point. Okay, so this journey is called as phase 2, which is called as trans-Lagrangian insertion and trajectory, which is also in shortcut called as cruise phase. It is also called as cruise phase, where from this earthbound orbit we have started its journey towards this L1 point, that is called as trans-Lagrangian insertion and trajectory, which is also called as cruise phase. And once it has reached this cruise phase, right, we need to insert this mission or Aditya satellite exactly into this hollow orbit, whatever the orbit that is there around this Lagrangian point. In that orbit we have to insert precisely, okay, so that it cannot be sucked either towards the sun or towards the moon, right? Sorry, towards the Earth. So we have to insert that one exactly in that orbit, so that it is continuously rotating or it is continuously revolving in that, around that L1 point in that hollow orbit, right? So that insertion, okay, that insertion is called as phase 3, which is called as orbit and mission operation. Orbit and mission operation phase, where it will be inserted exactly into the hollow orbit and it will start moving in that hollow orbit and it will start taking the pictures of the sun continuously. Okay, so these are the 3 phases in which our Aditya mission has been launched. Okay, first phase is earthbound orbit and maneuvers, and second one is the journey has started towards Lagrangian point L1 from the earth, which is called as trans-Lagrangian insertion and trajectory phase, which is also called as cruise phase, and the third phase where it is inserted exactly into the hollow orbit and it starts working, which is called as orbit and mission operation phase. Okay, so these are the 3 phases in which our Aditya mission has been launched, and we have also seen what is the purpose of this Aditya L1 mission. Is it clear? I hope you have understood this one, but please take update from this one, because this topic has been very recently in the news and continuously it will be there in the news, and high chances will be there any question from the prelims of 2024. Thank you, students.